The following is a presentation of RMG Sports, award-winning championship television.
Coming up, the Panthers of Penn Cambria roar into Westmont to take on the Westmont Hilltop Hilltoppers. RMG's game tape starts now. It's a dreary day for football in Westmont, but these spirits can't be drenched. It's homecoming for the Hilltoppers. And alongside of Mike Satosky, I'm Jared Romsberg. Fans, welcome to Week 8 of RMG's Game Tape, where this segment, as always, is brought to you by our friends at Somerset Trust Company. Somerset Trust Company fans is celebrating 125 years of serving our community. Learn more at somersettrust.com. Westmont, decked out in their home reds, won the coin toss, but they deferred to the second half. So Mitch Causer has it teed up for the Westmont Hilltoppers, steps things off. Dreary day for football. The rain continues to fall here. It's going to be a soggy, wet track for both teams today. Causer runs up to it. It's off his foot, and we're playing football in Westmont. Hit a helmet of a Penn Cambria player. That's a live ball. Live football on the inside of the 40. But I believe someone wearing a white jersey picked it up. A little bit of a heart attack moment there. 17, Mark Mardula, a senior, starts a quarterback for the Panthers of Penn Cambria. Takes a snap, play action, looking to throw, fires it to the near side, flat, and it's incomplete. Thrown a little bit low to Nick Height. Second down and 10. Mardula hands the ball off to Strasser. Strasser is hit at the line and taken down. He might have gained 1 yard on that, but the Hilltoppers were all over him. Sophomore Justin Bullis with first contact. Third down and 9, Mardula in the pistol. Strasser right behind him, too low. Mardula takes a snap. He's back. Here comes a little bit of heat. He's scrambling to the near side. Throws it downfield. He's got Slatko wide open at the 35. Wide open is Drew Slatko. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. All the way to the house. Touchdown! Penn Cambria. Touchdown, Drew Slatko. 61-yard pitch and catch from Mark Mardula, and the Panthers are on the board, Mike.
A lot going on here, Jared. First off, I don't think Mardula, it was a drop-back pocket kind of pass play. He ended up rolling to his right because of the great pressure by Krieger. My question is, how did Slatko get that wide open? Great job by Mardula to find him, and the Panthers are on the board.
Mardula steps in to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold, but that kick sails to the left. No good. Penn Cambria up by 6 early against the Hilltoppers in Westmont. The penalty moves Westmont back 5 yards. Chase Davis, a junior, stays in a quarterback, number 9. Under center, tight formation, far hash mark. Here comes Pishnik in motion, and the ball goes to Pishnik. Pishnik tries to work his way through traffic, and he does. Here he comes, 35, 40, 45, midfield, and finally tackled from behind by 32, Nick Height. But that's going to be a gain of 38 yards. First down, Westmont. Second down and 8 from the 43. Chase Davis under center. Here comes Pishnik in motion again. Pishnik gets the pitch, comes right back up the middle, fights his way through traffic, and then is eventually gang tackled at about the 37-yard line, bringing up third down. Third down and 3. DeLujas goes into motion. Davis gives it to DeLujas. DeLujas finds a seam straight up the gut. He needed 3. He got 5. First down for the Hilltoppers. Westmont coach Pat Barron not liking these penalties. 5 yards back for the Hilltoppers. DeLujas gets it again, but this time wrapped up and brought down in the backfield. 80, Kirby Tucker had first contact. Second down and 14. Same formation for the Hilltoppers. There goes DeLujas in motion. He runs the reverse. Here comes Pishnik. Kyler Pishnik brought down inside the 35 at about the 32-yard line. 5-yard pickup. Fourth down and 5 on the Penn Cambria 27. Westmont's going for it. DeLujas goes in motion. Davis tries to throw, but he's wrapped up, and the ball's loose. The ball's loose, doesn't matter. That was fourth down. The ball's going to go back to Penn Cambria. Big defensive stand against the Hilltoppers. Second down and 10. Strasser on one side, Eckenrode on the other of Mardula. The give is to Eckenrode. Eckenrode tries to bulldoze his way forward, and he's not going to get much. Westmont, stingy line. He might have got 2 yards on that play. Business owners, it's almost playoff time. Get your advertising in front of our fans as we bring you the biggest games in our region. Get your message on thousands of televisions, phones, tablets, and computers, and help to promote our local athletes at the same time. Learn more at rmgsports.net. Mardula back, uncorks a rainbow downfield, and it's almost hauled in by Evan DeLujas. Jake Hurley saying he wants a flag, nothing doing. Panther drive stalled, so the Hilltoppers take over 1st and 10. The give this time is to Buck. Here comes Jacob Buck straight up the middle. Snowplows his way forward for about a 5-yard gain in the driving rain here in Westmont. Davis under center, 2nd down and 5 from the 45-yard line. DeLujas goes into motion. DeLujas comes right back up the middle, and he gets across midfield to about the 45. He could have had a whole lot more if it wasn't for Jake Hurley. 1st down. 1st and 10 on the 46. Davis under center again. The give this time is to the fullback Buck, who just rumbles his way straight forward. That's a 7-yard gain for the senior Buck. Penalty gives the Hilltoppers a 1st down. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to play here in the 1st quarter. Davis again to Buck. Buck runs right into the line, moves him a little bit. He's going to grab 2 on that. 2nd and 8 from about the 30-yard line. Pishnick comes into motion. He takes the pitch, cuts right up. No, he cuts to the outside, right into Jake Hurley, who smacks him down. 3rd down and 5 as the Hilltoppers try to keep it going. DeLujas gets it, comes right back up the middle, finds a seam, and then is eventually taken down by Jake Hurley and others. He needed 5. DeLujas got 9. 1st down for the Hilltoppers. Westmont's in the red zone, 1st and 10 on the 19. Davis under center, DeLujas in motion. DeLujas gets the pitch, tries that patented straight up the gut run again. This time Jacob Driscoll was there, gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 from the 17. Davis under center. Pishnick in motion, and he gets the pitch. Boy, he can't get any traction. Price Field not being very forgiving to the home team in this game. A slippery racetrack. He's only going to get 1 on that. Coming up on the 30-second mark of the 1st quarter. Davis under center. Davis back to throw. He plants, fires one. Looking for Pishnick in the end zone, but it's picked off. Mark Mardula, 4 yards deep in the end zone. Here he comes. He's across the 5, 10, 15. Wall is being set up in front of him. 30, 35, 40. Midfield. Here comes Mardula. Nobody else is there. Oh, there's a flag down. Mardula to 20, 15, 10, 5. 104-yard pick 6. No, there's laundry on the field. What's this all about? Blocking the back against the Panthers. This one's coming back. So instead of a touchdown, it's a 1st down for Penn Cambria on about the 24-yard line. Mardula in the shotgun. Whoa, he can't handle the snap. Wet football. Mardula now trying to do something with this, trying to make some chicken salad, and he does. Mardula's going to grab about 11 yards and a 1st down. Nice run by the senior. This should be the last play of the 1st quarter. 2 ticks left on the clock. Mardula from the shotgun looking to throw. Gets one out to the flat. He gets it to Zupon. Zupon rumbles forward. Grabs about 8 yards on that, and that'll be the last play of the 1st quarter. Fans, welcome to the 2nd quarter. We switch directions. Mardula stands in a shotgun. Tight formation near hash mark. Mardula designed run straight up the middle. And the 6-foot senior powers ahead. Mardula grabs 3 and a 1st down. 1st and 10 at their own 46. Mardula in the shotgun again. Takes the snap, looks near side, gets it out to Hurley. No, he does not. That pass was just too low. Fans, this segment of football is brought to you by Young American Furniture in Johnstown. Stop by their showroom on the Geistown Cloverleaf to see their wide selection of quality flex steel furniture. That's Young American Furniture on the Geistown Cloverleaf in Johnstown. Learn more at youngamericanfurniture.com. Mardula hands the ball off to Pishnick, who's caught in the backfield almost immediately. John Boyle, the 6'1" senior, got past his blocker. Big stop for the Hilltopper D. 3rd down and long. The Panthers spread things out. Mardula from the shotgun. Back to pass. Looks, plants, fires far side. Gets it to Hurley at midfield, but he's wrapped up and eventually run out of bounds. First contact by Evan DeLujas. He's going to be short of the 1st down. The Westmont defense did its job. Now let's see if the offense can get something going. Here comes DeLujas in motion. He gets the flip. DeLujas straight up the middle again, 40, 45, midfield. Here he goes, 45, and taken down at about the 44-yard line. That's a 26-yard pickup and a Westmont 1st down. 1st down and 5 after the penalty. Westmont snuggled on the far hash mark. Pishnik comes into motion. He takes the pitch, counters back up to the inside, runs right into a wall of Panthers who then slam him back. But Pishnik is still going to manage to grab 2 yards on that run. And now the junior Pishnik a little slow to get up. 2nd down and 3 from the 37-yard line. Davis under center. Here comes DeLujas in motion. He gets the pitch. DeLujas straight up the middle again. I believe he tripped over his own man, but DeLujas was able to move forward. He needed 3. He got 5. 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers. The pitch goes to DeLujas. He has trouble with it, and he's met and caught in the backfield by Big Dan Tarek. 6'1", 270. Loss of 2. 2nd down and 2. Davis climbs back under center. 7:35 to play here in the first half. Pishnik goes into motion. Whoa, bad pitch. Has some trouble. Slippery pigskin. But Pishnik is lucky. He's able to get it back. 3rd down and 16 now. Here comes DeLujas into motion. DeLujas gets the pitch. DeLujas straight up the middle, but they're not going to let him get anywhere near the sticks. Mardula and Height were there. Gain of 8. Hilltoppers are going to go for it. They have to get to about the 22-yard line. DeLujas comes into motion. DeLujas tries to get up the middle, and he's not going to get anywhere near where he needs to be, as 53, Jacob Driscoll was there to trip him up. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line. Mardula throws it near side, gets it to Drew Slatko. Slatko tries to move ahead, but a nice open field ankle tackle by Kyler Pishnik holds him to a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5, about 5.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Spread offense for the Panthers here. Mardula from the shotgun, back looking to throw. Here comes some heat from behind. Mardula scrambling far side, flips it downfield. Gets it to a wide open Zach Krug, who then is taken down at about the 49-yard line. That's a 17-yard pickup. 1st down, Panthers. 1st and 10 on their own 49, trying to break into Hilltopper territory. Mardula takes the snap, looking to throw, fires it to Slatko on a slant. Slatko then turns it on. There's nobody in front of him. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. 5. 1 man to beat. He does. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Penn Cambria! Touchdown. Drew Slatko, his 2nd of the game. 51 yards from Mark Mardula. Another 6 for Penn Cambria, Mike.
Boy, Jared, Mardula finds Slatko because Pishnik was playing way back. The corner assigned to Slatko, and Mardula's pass hit Slatko right in stride. I mean, he had the jets on from the time the ball was hiked. And I'll tell you what, this Slatko showing us some speed here, Jared. Getting open twice, open field touchdown run on this dismal afternoon of Laurel Highlands Conference football.
Mark Mardula has it teed up. They're going to send it back down to the Hilltoppers. 4:53 to play here in the first half. John Boyle awaits at about the 15. Here he comes across the 20, stutter steps to the 25, and the ball comes out. The ball comes out. Penn Cambria says they have it. Yeah! Loose ball, and the officials agree. This one's going back to Penn Cambria. 1st and 10, Mike.
You know, Jared, we talked about these dismal rainy conditions. Well, starting to rear its ugly head and affect the play here. There's John Boyle, the return man. That's Kirby Tucker. Boy, he sticks the crown of his helmet right in there, and the opportunistic Jacob Driscoll gives the Panthers great field position.
Fans, I know it's hard to believe, but the holiday season is almost upon us, and what are you going to get for that football player on your list? Might we suggest a DVD of RMG's game tape? We have games from all the way back to 2011 available on DVD. Learn more at rmgsports.net. Mardula back to pass, looking to throw. Fires it down. He has Jake Hurley at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown! Penn Cambria! Just like that, 28-yard strike from Mark Mardula to Jake Hurley, and the Panthers add 6 more, Mike.
You know, Jared, a lot of Westmont's defensive attention was on Slatko on this play. That leaves Jake Hurley open, who beats Piner pretty badly. I think Piner was expecting some help from safety DeLujas.
Panthers are looking to go for 2. There goes Zupon in motion. Mardula from the pistol. Mardula scrambling far side, flips it to the end zone, gets it to Zupon. Lickety split, just like that. Tack on 2 more. 20-0. Penn Cambria leads over Westmont here at homecoming. Hilltoppers trying to get something going. 4:40 to play here in the first half. DeLujas goes into motion. Davis gets him the ball, and DeLujas runs right into a wall of Panthers. They push him back, but they're going to mark it for a 1-yard gain. Davis climbs under center, same formation, 2nd down and 9. DeLujas goes into motion. He gets it, then he hands it off to Pishnik. Kyler Pishnik tries to get around the far side, and boy, Penn Cambria will have none of that as they slam him to the ground, gain of 1. 3rd down and 8. Kwame Piner this time with the ball. Piner tries to get some traction. He doesn't get too much. He's close to the marker, and they're going to mark him about a yard short of the first down. 4th down and 1. The Hilltoppers are going to go for it. It's a short one. Davis just takes it himself, takes matters into his own hands, puts his helmet down, and they are looking like they're marking that past the 35. First down, Hilltoppers. 1st and 10 from the 36. Piner in motion. Piner gets the ball. Piner around the near side this time on the outside, not up the gut. Little variety in the running game for Westmont. 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5 for the Hilltoppers. Pishnick goes into motion. He gets the ball. Pishnick tries to cut up the middle, and he'll move the ball slightly. 2-yard pickup. Coming up on the 1-minute mark. 3rd down and 3. DeLujas gets it this time, and he's caught at the line by 44. Daniel Roberts. He's going to be short of the first down. Under a minute to play. 4th down and 1. This is a big one for Westmont. The give this time is to DeLujas. DeLujas, huge hole, straight up the middle. 45, 40, 35, and taken down near the 30-yard line. Mark it at the 31. 25-yard pickup. First down, Westmont. Westmont only has 1 timeout left. 30 seconds to play in the first half. Davis under center. Pishnick in motion. Davis to throw. Davis tries to get out. It's picked off. It's picked off by 44. Daniel Roberts, the sophomore, sitting back there. And I don't know how he made that catch, but it goes back to Penn Cambria, Mike. Incredible grab.
You know, Jared, just when you thought Westmont was going to building a little bit of offensive momentum, there's Chase Davis looking for a little dump pass to Jake Elders, but Daniel Roberts with a great play gives the Panthers the ball right back.
Fans, this segment is brought to you by the Tribune Democrat. For great high school sports coverage from Cambria and Somerset counties, stats, picks, and so much more, read the Tribune Democrat. Don't forget to pick up the special high school football edition. To subscribe, 532-5000 or visit tribdem.com. Mardula spread offense, looking to throw, fires it out to the middle. Brought in by Zach Krug, who's finally taken down at about midfield. 17-yard pickup and a first down. 15 seconds to play here in the first half. Tyler Strasser stands next to Mardula from the shotgun. Mardula looking to throw. Here comes some heat. Mardula scrambles, loops one downfield into double coverage, and he brought it in. Jake Hurley somehow brings in that pass at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Penn Cambria, Mike.
Jared, another great improvisation by Mardula, who was getting heavy pressure off that right defensive end. There's the pass. It's a cannon shot, not the prettiest spiral, but it gets the job done as Jake Hurley goes up and grabs it for the Panthers.
Penn Cambria has time for 1 shot at the end zone. Mardula in the shotgun. Here comes Hurley in motion. Mardula scrambling near side. Mardula thrown against the grain. Gets it to Hurley. Hurley steps right into the end zone. Touchdown! Penn Cambria! Jake Hurley, 10-yard pass from Mark Mardula. 6 more for the Panthers, Mike.
We have watched Mardula make plays this entire first half, Jared, rolling to his right. This time he rolls to his left, beats the rush, finds an absolute wide-open Jake Hurley. He was the motion man as the play started off. Just gets wide open. That had to be a Westmont Hilltop defensive breakdown to be that wide open.
Mark Mardula steps in to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and it's a low kick, but it gets over the crossbar, and that's all that matters. Penn Cambria takes a 27-point lead over Westmont to the locker room at the half. Fans, welcome to the second half here at homecoming in Westmont. Westmont won the toss, they deferred, so they get it here in the second half. Short kick, whoa, goes off the ankle of Bailey Prebish. Prebish, oh man, lots of trouble. Back at his own 5 and taken down at about the 4. They'll mark it at the 5. Not the way the Hilltoppers wanted to start the second half. Chase Davis waits under center for the snap. Here comes DeLujas in motion, and he gives it to DeLujas. DeLujas, once again, tries to work his way through traffic, but he runs right into Nathan George. 3rd down and 2 as Westmont tries to climb out of a very deep hole. Here comes Prebish in motion, but they give it to the fullback, Buck. Buck, who lives up to his name, just bucks his way forward. He's going to have enough for the first down. 2nd down and 9 from the 20. Westmont sticking with that tight formation. Here comes DeLujas in motion. DeLujas takes it. Again, straight up the middle against the grain, and again he runs into 73, Nathan George and others. They're going to let him have 5 yards on that. Third down and 4. Westmont slowly but surely chipping away. Davis under center. DeLujas in motion. DeLujas takes the flip and again straight up the middle. Whoa, I saw his helmet go and so did the official. Little handsy on the face mask. They're going to tack some more on. Penalty puts the ball on the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for Westmont. Davis under center. Here goes DeLujas. Then he'll hand it off to Piner, but credit that tackle to Price Field. Westmont needs to get to the Penn Cambria 45 to keep this drive alive. There goes DeLujas in motion. Davis back to pass. Flips it out to DeLujas. They ran a passing play, and DeLujas is swarmed just on the other side of the midfield marker, well short of the first down. 4th down and 4. Westmont desperate for yardage, desperate for points, desperate for anything positive. DeLujas takes it. DeLujas tries to find a hole, and he'll find nothing but 53. Jacob Driscoll puts him down. Another heartbreaker for Westmont. Penn Cambria takes over. High school and college football coaches need some new radios for your coaching staff? HC Global has you covered. Visit footballcoachheadsets.com. When you speak with HC Global, be sure to ask for the RMG Sports discount. Visit footballcoachheadsets.com. Mardola gives the ball to Strasser. Strasser straight up the middle. Huge stiff arm. It takes 3 to take him down. And Strasser rumbles forward for a gain of 13 yards. First down for the Panthers. 1st and 10 on the 39 for Penn Cambria. Mardola hands the ball off to Strasser. Strasser hit hard by Mike Weinzerl, 295, 6-foot sophomore. Penn Cambria spreads things out. 2nd down and 10. Mardola in the shotgun. Takes the give, tries to throw it out, and it's tipped and knocked away by Jake Elders, the sophomore defensive end, with a nice play. 3rd down and 10. Penn Cambria trying to make some positive yardage here. The throw out to Jake Hurley. Jake Hurley wrapped up quickly and taken down by a nice open field tackle by Kawami Piner. When you're up by 27, you can go for it on 4th down and 10. There goes Weiland in motion. He fakes a give to Weiland, does Mardola. Mardola in trouble. Mardola flips it out to Weiland, who pulls it in. Neat play, but well short of the first down. The ball goes back to the Hilltoppers. Westmont takes over on their own 34. Davis under center. Gives it to Pishnick. Here comes Pishnick on the near side. Cuts back up to the middle. Finds a seam. Rumbles forward for a pickup of about 8. Isaac Will had first contact on the tackle. He got some help from Driscoll. 2nd down and a long 2 for Westmont. There goes Pishnick in motion, but they hand the ball off to the fullback. Here comes Jacob Buck. Buck throws it into 4-wheel drive and moves forward. He'll have enough for the first down. 2nd down and 11 as Westmont once again struggling to get into Panther territory. Here comes DeLujas in motion. He gets the ball. DeLujas straight up the gut, puts his shoulder down and moves the ball forward. That's a 10-yard gain. 3rd down and a long one this time. Pishnick goes into motion again. They hand it off to the fullback. He doesn't get much because Jacob Driscoll was there to put him down, but he got enough for the first down. Westmont's got some big bodies on that offensive line. They're controlling the line of scrimmage right now. Pishnick, nope, it goes to the fullback. That's Buck once again. Power running game continuing for the Hilltoppers. Buck grabs 3. 3rd down and 4. 30 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. In Westmont on a sloppy Price Field. The pitch finally gets to Pishnick. Pishnick runs right into 47, Austin Zupon, who puts him down short of the first down. Fans, welcome to the 4th quarter. Penn Cambria leads 27-0. Westmont has the ball. 4th down and 2 on the Panther 35. DeLujas goes into motion. Davis gets it to him. DeLujas straight up the middle. DeLujas inside the 25, down to the 22. First down. 1st down and 10 on the 22. DeLujas goes into motion again, and they get it to him. DeLujas just follows his big body straight up the middle. It looks like the junior DeLujas picks up 5 yards. Oh, there's a flag. They're going to tack on more for a personal foul. 1st and goal. Westmont trying to get the goose eggs off the board. DeLujas goes into motion. Quick flip to him. DeLujas straight up the middle again, and he's inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line. 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. Davis under center. DeLujas goes into motion. They give him the pitch. He tries to cut right back up in the middle, and that patented play does not work this time. He's about a foot short of the goal line. Business owners, another reminder, it's almost playoff time, and you can get your advertising in front of our fans as we bring you the biggest games in our region. Get your message on thousands of TVs, phones, tablets, computers, and help to promote our local athletes at the same time. Learn more at rmgsports.net. The give to DeLujas. DeLujas surges into the end zone. He's in. Touchdown! Westmont! Touchdown, Evan DeLujas, 1-yard run, and the Hilltoppers are finally on the board, Mike.
You know, Jared, let's give credit where credit is due. You know, down 27 points, Westmont Hilltop regroups and says, we're going to go back to power football, what we do best. That's their bread and butter. Following those big bodies on the offensive line, Evan DeLujas into the end zone.
Sophomore Zach Krieger is in to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is true. Tack on one more. 20-point ball game here in Westmont. Penn Cambria starts this drive with great field position on their own 45. Mardula hands the ball off to Weiland. Weiland on the far side, he's across midfield and across the 45. He's going to grab the first down and hop out of bounds. Penalty moves Penn Cambria back 5 yards. 1st and 15 on about the 48-yard line. Here comes Weiland in motion again. Mardula in the shotgun. High snap, gets it down, gets it to Height, who's caught at the line and brought down immediately by 84, Justin Bullis. 2nd down and 14. Here comes Weiland in motion again. He gets the give. Weiland caught in the backfield, taken down by Evan DeLujas. Nice play by the 6'1" junior DeLujas. Loss of 6 on the play. Spread offense on 3rd down and 20 for Penn Cambria. 7:20 to play in the game. Westmont shows blitz. Here they come. Mardula, quick flip over the middle. Oh, it's in and out of the hands. In and out of the hands of Zach Krug. That would have been a big gainer. Westmont continuing to move downfield, chipping away, trying to make something happen. 6:30 to play in this game. Davis under center. Here comes DeLujas in motion. Quick reverse. Hand off to Pishnik. Pishnik is smacked at the line and then put down. But he's going to grab about 6 yards on that rumble. 3rd down and 3 at the 30-yard line. Here comes DeLujas in motion. He gets the pitch. DeLujas makes his way through traffic, and he's going to have a first down. Finally taken down by Nick Height, but that's a 10-yard pickup. 2nd down and 7 for the Hilltoppers as the rain continues to fall on this wet, cold day in Westmont. The give is to the fullback, Buck, who once again throws it into four-wheel drive, moves the line down the field, and grabs 4 yards. 3rd down and 3. They have to get just across the midway point for the first down. The pitch goes to Pishnik. Pishnik puts his shoulder down, and once again, a rugby scrum breaks out. Pishnik is going to have the first down. Westmont keeping the ball on the ground as the rain continues to intensify. The give this time is to Pishnik. Pishnik tries to find something on the near side, and he'll find nothing but Nick Height, who puts him down, gain of 1. 2nd down and 9, and the meter continues to run. DeLujas takes the pitch from Davis. DeLujas once again gets behind the wall of blockers and surges ahead. All those big bodies up front help DeLujas pick up 7 on that one. 3rd down and 2, well under 3 minutes to play. Davis under center. Here comes Pishnik in motion. The give is to the fullback. Here comes Buck once again. Buck ramming his way forward, and the big fullback needed 2. He got 10. First down for Westmont. 2nd down and 6 on the 26. Davis under center in the driving rain. Davis flips it to Pishnik. Pishnik once again tries to run straight up the middle. Taken down by Driscoll, but he'll have enough for the Westmont first down on that run. While victory is out of reach for the Hilltoppers, a touchdown is not, and they're trying to put 6 more on the board. Davis under center, 2nd down and 9. DeLujas in motion. Davis back to pass once again, and he's taken down in the backfield. A huge sack by 53. Jacob Driscoll comes up big again. Loss of 7. 3rd down and 16. DeLujas goes into motion. Davis scrambling far side, tries to plant, and his back leg slipped out. That one flutters incomplete. Intended for Kyler Pishnik, bringing up 4th down. 41 seconds to play. 4th down and 16 in the driving rain in Westmont. Here comes Pishnik in motion. Davis looking to throw again. Davis in trouble, wrapped up and taken down once more. There's 53. Jacob Driscoll again with another sack. The ball goes back to the Panthers. Mark Mardula gets under center one more time, takes the knee, and that's going to do it. Penn Cambria hands Westmont a loss over homecoming, 27-7. Maine's a reminder you can watch this game, get advertising information, and so much more at rmgsports.net. Next week, gang, it's the Bailey Bowl, Richland at Forest Hills. For Mike Satoski and the entire crew, I'm Jared Bromsberg. We'll see you next week in Sidman on RMG's Game Tape.